Ain't nobody's running, ain't nobody's hiding, nobody's ducking. I mean, Crawford's going to be right there, ready to trade blows with Canelo Alvarez. Why did you use that word war? Why are you feeling that way?
They looked about the same size, but that was a brilliant performance. And what can you say? I mean, you got to give him his credit. He created a lot of history. He dreamt this fight. He willed it to happen. A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people laughed at him, said, forget about it, no chance against a bigger guy like that.
If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Crawford could see everything coming. He could see everything coming that Canelo threw at him. He was reading it so well. His guard was so tight as well when he was up at the ropes, when he was exiting, looking to move around.
Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back after Canelo Alvarez's loss to Terence Crawford. He said Crawford had been chasing this fight for years to cement his legacy, and he finally did it. On the biggest stage, Crawford stole Canelo's spotlight and left no doubt who the real champion is. Smith made it clear, this wasn't just another win. It was the moment that defined Crawford's career and shattered Canelo's aura.
Division world champion out of Omaha, Nebraska. He's undefeated, 41-0 with 31 KOs, and he begged for this fight. He wanted Canelo bad because to him, it's all about legacy. I'm not speculating. I'm telling you what I know. And how would I know? It's because I interviewed him. Yesterday, we sat down. Here is my conversation with the one and only Terence Crawford challenging Saul Canelo Alvarez, moving up 2 weight divisions to do it.
Max Kellerman backed up Stephen A., calling Terence Crawford's win historic and career-defining. He broke it down bluntly. Canelo stepped up to a real dogfight and got exposed. Kellerman said true fighters chase the toughest challenges. Size, speed, and power don't scare them. That's exactly what Crawford did, showing the world why no one dared to call out Bud for years. In Kellerman's eyes, Crawford didn't just win. He proved he belongs on the short list of boxing's all-time greats, while Canelo took a hit that stains his legacy.
Giving up or having to jump up 2 more weight classes and fight a guy who might put him in a dogfight, a real one, for the first time in his career.
When we get put in that position, we go find opposition to make that happen. You understand me? So when we go looking for the opposition, we're not concerned about how big they are, how fast they are, how strong they are. We feel like we got enough that we can bring to the table with anybody. That night I fought John Ruiz, I didn't care who was over there. Whoever they brought out that locker room was going to get it. You understand me? That's just what it was. And I think Bud kind of has that feeling. Now, Bud, you got to remember, has been around for a long time. Nobody called him out. You understand me? All the time Floyd came at the boxing floor, never said I want Bud Crawford.
No one ever said his name.
Hey, all I know is one thing. Israel Mazrimov, he didn't get it. He barely lost.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but nobody called his name.
Shakur Stevenson has always admired Terence Crawford, but after Crawford destroyed Canelo Alvarez, his praise hit different. Shakur said Crawford backed up every word he promised and proved why he's on another level. Stevenson even admitted he's been studying Crawford's style and mindset since the start of his own career. For Shakur, watching his idol embarrass Canelo was proof that greatness comes from discipline and consistency. He made it clear, Crawford isn't just a champion. He's the blueprint for young fighters, while Canelo is the example of what happens when hype meets reality.
Canelo said he was going to outbox him. He did exactly what I called years ago, and tonight he proved that he's the greatest boxer that ever lived.
Well, in the interview with Dimwat, you said you felt like going on a run watching that tonight. How much inspiration can you take from someone like Terence?
I take everything from him. I've been around him since I was a kid, and just watching that greatness.
Stephen A. Smith pointed out how locked in Terence Crawford was before the Canelo fight. While most fighters would have begged Canelo to cut weight, Crawford walked straight into his territory at 168 pounds. For Crawford, it wasn't about comfort, it was about legacy. Stephen reminded fans that Canelo is still an elite name with belts across divisions. But Crawford didn't care. He wanted Canelo at full strength to prove greatness the hard way. In doing so, Crawford showed he wasn't chasing easy wins. He was chasing history, while Canelo got exposed on his own stage.
1-0, Molly, with 31 knockouts. He's taken on all comers. I asked him, you're moving up in weight. Why would you not try to get Canelo to come down from 168 to 160 to meet you halfway, since his last fight was Crawford's last fight was at 154? Crawford said, I want what he has. I want to go take it. I don't want to make, I don't want to make concessions and alterations. I'm coming to take what he has. And you look at him, and no one believes that he can't pull it off. He can box, he can punch, he's smart, he's elite, and he wants Canelo. He begged Canelo for this fight.
Ayo Oladipo called out the hypocrisy in how people talked about Terence Crawford. Before the fight, critics trashed him. Too small, too old. No chance against Canelo at 168. But after Crawford schooled Canelo, those same voices flipped, suddenly praising him. Oladipo said Crawford deserves every bit of credit because he took the hardest path, moving up in weight and taking on the so-called face of boxing with no excuses. By beating Canelo clean, Crawford proved size and age don't define greatness. Skill and heart do. And in that ring, Canelo's power and hype weren't enough to stop him from getting humbled.
Crawford did it again a few hours ago against Canelo. And what makes it even special or more special for Crawford is that he did it jumping up, as we know, a couple of weight classes. He did it against one of an all-time or another fellow all-time great. And he did it against someone who was undisputed and still a pound-for-pound top 10 guy. That's what Crawford did, people. So, you know, all those things people were saying in the lead up to this fight, you know, Canelo's going to be too strong, Canelo's too experienced, Crawford's going to be 38, all that. You have to remember all of that when you give Crawford his flowers. Don't like, oh, well, you know, Canelo looks old. No. Oh, I don't want to hear any of that. I've started to see a few people on Twitter start to kind of sort of find excuses already. No. Remember everything you said, because Crawford deserves all of that. All of that. Crawford was incredible. Honestly, in the pocket, he was at times showing Canelo, no, I'm stronger than you. I'm going to bully you. Oh, you think you're going to get me in the clinch because you're Mr. 168? No, look at the size of me. I'm jacked as well. I'm swole. And he was moving Canelo around. So by doing that, he got his respect. He didn't switch to orthodox once, stayed in the southpaw stance because he realized early, oh, Canelo don't like this. Canelo does not like this southpaw stance. Canelo's tripping over himself. I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to switch it. I know I like this work. I'm going to stay here. On the ropes, it's like, okay, come in. Because you know when you come in, you know I've got that as well. And I can hurt you as well. Spinning off the ropes. His jab was fantastic. They put up the jab numbers. He was out jabbing Canelo like, it was almost like 10-1. Maybe even 20-1. It was fantastic. And when he needed to land those power shots, he was landing those power shots. It was an incredible performance.
The Wade concept shut down the lazy excuse that Canelo lost because he's past his prime. He reminded everyone that Crawford is actually older than Canelo, so age can't be the scapegoat. On top of that, Canelo had every advantage: weight, power, and years of comfort at 168. Yet, none of it mattered. Crawford still beat him clean. Wade made it clear this wasn't about Canelo fading. It was about Crawford rising to a whole different level. No excuses, no soft spin. Crawford's win was real, legitimate, and historic, while Canelo's aura of dominance got ripped apart.
More tight, more fundamentally sound. While Canelo, even when he was able to get to range, which wasn't a lot, it wasn't often, he was having a hard time landing clean because everything was super wide and out here and to the body out there. And Crawford would either circle out to that same side, to Canelo's lead hand side, he would circle away because Canelo would step straight to Crawford and chase him and not necessarily cut him off. And even when he threw that hook, I was looking for the hook from Canelo, right hand as he stepped through, right? Corral with the lead hand, bang the right hand because you're fighting a southpaw. So yeah, your jab may not be as effective in landing and managing distance and all those things, even though for Terence it kind of was. For Canelo, I was expecting a lot more of that right hand down the middle and over the top, and him jabbing his way, feint jab right hand, and then that lead hook that I thought he would be able to corral Crawford, because Crawford did want to move away from Canelo. He did. He wanted to move away from that power hand. Smart to do. Canelo never took that extra step to step outside of Crawford's lead foot. Again, that orthodox southpaw matchup, it's always going to be a battle of that lead foot. He never took that next step to get outside of that lead foot and then step through Crawford, step to his left where Crawford was going and land his right hand. He just felt like he was falling off to his right with his right hand, and once he fell off to his right after he threw the right hand, there was no follow-ups because he was off balance and Crawford was out the gate and circling back to reset the action. This was a masterful display from Terence Crawford. And again, I looked at this fight, and I don't want to do the thing where I said, oh, you know, Canelo's washed, he's over the top, He's old. Terence Crawford's older than Canelo. Is he as weathered as far as fights are concerned? No. But you can only do one thing when talking about this fight, and that is give credit to Terence Crawford. If you want to say Canelo looked old, that's fine. That's on you. I'm not going to say it.
So what do you think? Was Terence Crawford's victory the final blow to Canelo Alvarez's legacy, or are people overhyping it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more breakdowns on the biggest controversies in boxing.